What's up, you guys? Ross Sapp, managing editor of Fightful.com and FightfulMMA.com. If you guys aren't over there and our live discussions for each UFC fight night, you're missing out. But we don't just have UFC results tonight. We have Bellator Milan and Bellator 230 quick results as well. We're going to run through these fairly fast. It's going to be a little bit more abbreviated than usual. But UFC Tampa, headlined by Joanna Jedrzejczyk against Michelle Waterson. That was a very one-sided affair. Joanna Jedrzejczyk, the number 5 strawweight, coming back down after an unsuccessful attempt at gaining the flyweight championship from Valentina Shevchenko. Joanna hopes to gain a title shot against Weili Zhang. She was number 5 going into tonight. She's going to be a lot higher, maybe even 3 or 2 after tonight. She just chewed through number 7, Michelle Waterson. Michelle Waterson didn't really have anything for Joanna outside of a couple of backpacks, jumped on the back of Joanna and threatened a rear naked choke, but those were quickly thwarted. Joanna's striking game is still great. She has great angles when she throws those kicks. She doesn't just go on a line when she does them. She's right back into the fold, might very well get a title shot. She beat Jessica Andrade, who just lost the title. Rose Namajunas has no fight announced right now. It looks like that title shot might be Joanna Jedrzejczyk's, unless Tatiana Suarez has something to say about that. Suarez just sitting there waiting in the wings, waiting for a title shot. As for Michelle Waterson, she was a heavy underdog here, a minus 350, but she had won 3 fights in a row. So she'll stay and have relevant fights in that division. Cub Swanson defeated Kron and Gracie. Gracie wouldn't or couldn't get this fight to the ground at all, and Cub Swanson battered and bullied him. But this was a very fun fight, a very hard-hitting fight. Cub Swanson needed this win. Make no mistake about it. There were a couple of guys on this show that I thought really needed wins. That was Cub Swanson and James Vick. Cub Swanson came off of 4 straight losses, and James Vick now has 4 straight losses, and James Vick does not have the history of a Cub Swanson to back it up, but Cub Swanson looked very good, stuck in there. Kron Gracie ends up dropping his first MMA fight. Nico Price wins from the bottom again, beating the aforementioned James Vick. James Vick, a guy who came into the UFC with such hype. He lost on tough, but man, he won his first 5 fights in the UFC, won 9 of his first 10, and we're talking like he was in contention last year. Last year, the man was in contention. Not just last year. How about 14 months ago, the man was in contention? Since then, got knocked out by Justin Gaethje. Came back 4 months later. Went to a decision with Paul Felder. Came back about 5 months later. Got just roped by Dan Hooker. Came back less than 3 months later. Gets up-kicked and knocked out by Nico Price early. This was filthy. This was a nasty knockout. Nico Price, inconsistent at best in the UFC, but man, does that guy have some exciting fights. Every single fight that the man has had in the UFC has been finished. All of them. And we're talking like almost 3 years into the game here. I think 10 fights in, every single one has gone to a finish. He had those hammer fists from the bottom a little over a year ago. He's got this up kick. He's got a lot of great finishes to his credit. He's also been finished in pretty spectacular fashion as well. Oh, man, this is a finish that you got to see. Amanda Ribas defeated Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern fighting just 4 months after giving birth. That's kind of amazing. And honestly, her cardio didn't look terrible here. It looked a little bit better. But Amanda Ribas picks up that win, and this woman was flat out charming. You saw former TNA Knockouts champion Sienna messaged me about this, said that she was flat out adorable. Well, she's flat out 2-0 in the UFC now. And man, like I said, she was very charming here. Matt Frevola, Luis Pena had a great fight. Matt Frevola took home a split decision. A little bit controversial. I saw a lot of people scoring that one for Luis Pena. I'm not opposed to that. It was a hell of a fight. It was a great fight. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I had it for Frevola. I see that the media had it about 60% for Frevola. The fans had it 56% Pena, 32% Frevola, 12% at a draw. So that shows you how divided people were on this fight. Eric Anders against Gerald Meerschaert. Man, Meerschaert just barely lost that split decision. Eric Anders, man, almost gave this one away. Meerschaert should have won this. I had this one for Gerald easily. Anders, he also needed to win. You would talk about guys who hadn't quite realized their potential. I don't want to say he needed this win, but at middleweight, I think that he did. He has been so inconsistent with his weight and with his performance and all that stuff. I think if you wanted to stay relevant in the UFC, he really had to win here. And technically he did, but Gerald Meerschaert should have won this fight. Ryan Spohn defeated Devin Clark, round 2 with a guillotine choke. Mike Davis beat the living shit out of Thomas Gifford. This fight should have been stopped a hell of a lot longer before than it was. Mike Davis was like, no, I don't really think it should have been. Yes, it should have been. Andrew Glenn let this fight go on so long that he was pulled from the James Vick fight later on. I'm still not sure that Andrew Glenn has stopped this fight. Man, this was a drubbing. This was an ass whooping. Poor Jay didn't have Silent Bob there to help him, and Thomas Gifford got cracked over and over again. My God. Alex Morono over Max Griffin. Davison Figueiredo. This fight was 5th from the bottom on a 14-fight show. And I heard all these people putting over, the pacing of the ESPN show. That's nice. And yeah, the pacing is better. Did we need a 6.5-hour show tonight? Did we need 14 fights? I don't think so. Davison Figueiredo got it done, man. He's right there in the conversation. Now, Henry Cejudo hasn't defended his title since January. Who knows when he will again. The right fight for him is Joseph Benavidez. If he decides, he being Cejudo, decides he does not want to defend that flyweight title, I think it's got to be Figueiredo and Joseph Benavidez. Figueiredo choked out Tim Elliott with the quickness. 3 minutes into round 1 with that guillotine. Chito Vera defeated Andre Ewell. This was a lot of fun too, I thought. Marlon Vera picks up the win in round 3 with ground and pound. Miguel Baeza won via KO, TKO, a kick or leg kick that dropped Aldana and then went to ground and pound. Aldana's was like 4-2 heading into this. Marvin Vettori and Andrew Sanchez, they went into this with a little bad blood. Shots taken about the USADA issues, but Marvin Vettori won this via unanimous decision. J.J. Aldrich defeated Lauren Mueller via unanimous decision. This was the result you got to believe the UFC wanted after Macy Barber beat J.J. Aldrich. Now Aldrich has won 4 out of 5, and you have somebody there at that 125 division that's keeping things moving, keeping things going. Bellator results. Prelims saw Nicolo Soli defeat Daniel Castle via submission triangle choke round 1 about 3 minutes in. Then they had the Bellator Milan main card. Now this show went on like about 7 hours too. Rafael Macedo defeated Kane Musab via split decision. Alessio Sakara defeated Kanan Grigsby via TKO real quick in under 30 seconds. Stefano Paterno defeated Ashley Reese via unanimous decision. Melvin Manhoof getting that big KO. You know, I've got a soft spot for Melvin Manhoof. That was fun to see. I was very happy that Melvin Manhoof at this stage, man, he's been around forever. He's 43 years old, getting it done again. I mean, we've seen him get like a decision win a few months ago, but other than that, it's been 4 years since he's got a finish, I think. 4 years, so that was good to see. Walter Puglisi on the Bellator 230 show defeated Andrea Fusey via unanimous decision. Kirill Sedelnikov defeated Domingos Barros via unanimous decision. Dragos Zubko defeated Hedzi Gurgis via unanimous decision. And Vadim Nemkov defeated Rafael Carvalho towards the end of round 2. It was 3 minutes, 56 seconds into that round with a rear naked choke. There's also one FC or one championship going on tonight. It's happening as I film this on TNT. So guys, make sure you all leave a thumbs up here. Subscribe. This video is on the Fightful MMA and Boxing channel. So if you're listening to this elsewhere, go subscribe. YouTube.com/Fightful MMA Boxing. But stay tuned to FightfulMMA.com for all your news. We're out.